You probably won't be able to see it, but the gang's all here. Gang's all here. The problem with you guys being so small is it's hard for you to be comfortable and in frame. The witch is back. Hello my pretties, my name is Christy and I am a witch. Today we're here to talk about what I don't talk about. The benefits of secrecy when it comes to your magical practice. Big old disclaimer, as always, this is just my personal preference and I am just telling you what has worked for me and what my experience is. And as always, you can take from it what you want. If this is something that you're like, that's not for me, that is totally valid. If it resonates with you, great. And if you learn that it's not for you, also great. Either way, I hope that you get something out of it. So let's begin. So what do I mean by secrecy? By secrecy, I don't necessarily mean being broom closeted or not telling people that you are a witch or that you are pagan or that you are practicing, whatever it is. Although if that's how you want to interpret it, that is totally up to you. But for me, secrecy just means not sharing what I am actively working on. Don't tell my friends or my family. When I have had significant others, I would very rarely, if ever, share it with them. You'll probably go to my Instagram and say, but Christy, it's a bunch of pictures of you being a witch, and sometimes that includes spell work. And there are times and places where I feel comfortable sharing that. For me, that is actually the main factor in why I think that secrecy is important, is because there is a comfort in it being my private practice. Secrecy prevents from external or internal influence. While that working is actively manifesting or creating or being sent out into the universe or in progress, it can still be influenced by external and internal energies. Let's say, for example, external energies. If you are doing a career spell and you tell a friend or a family member about it, and they have a thought that's like, they're never going to get that job, or they start feeling jealous of you for having that potential opportunity, that energy, that thought, even if you don't recognize it, can influence your work, as well as internal influences. But what I mean by that is, if you are doing that career spell and then you tell a friend or family member about it and they say to you, are you sure that's going to work? Then you are starting to doubt your own ability and doubt your own working. That does affect your energy, which can also affect the spell. Even if it's something that you already did, if you have not received it yet, it can affect it. For this reason, a lot of witches or practitioners will not post pictures or share their altar spaces because they want to protect that space. They don't want other people looking at it or judging it or being able to visualize it and send any energy, whether it is intended by that person or not to do so. They like to have their sacred space be very private, very personal, and a lot of people choose to do that with their practice as well. What workings, if any, you feel comfortable sharing is going to be totally up to you. That will vary from practitioner to practitioner. For me, when I am doing an active spell work, I usually will place a bunch of items, either colored cloths or ribbons or flowers or items that are reflecting the working that I'm working with. So if I take a picture of my altar space at one point in time, it is not going to look like that later or when I am actively working. So I feel pretty comfortable sharing my working space. I also am pretty confident in my wards. That is the majority of work that I actually do, is just protection. So I personally feel comfortable sharing pictures of my working spaces. Not everyone will, and I totally respect that. I also feel very comfortable sharing ritual work when it comes to especially Sabbats or holidays, because those are more, I feel, seasonal rituals and less active spell work. Even if active spell work is involved, I still, for some reason, feel like it's like lighting a Christmas tree for me. Like, you know, this is my holiday thing. I do sometimes feel comfortable sharing smaller workings or posting photos of workings that are from the past. I also sometimes feel comfortable sharing smaller workings that I feel are a lot less personal to me, or that I feel like I can separate myself from the spell enough that I can share it so that I don't feel like it's influenced. I shared, for example, a quick video on like how to do a quick like separation from something spell, and I felt comfortable with that because I wasn't like telling you guys what I'm separating from. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, and it really will come down to how personal and private it is to me. A lot of the times if you're seeing candle spells or active spell works, it is either an older photo that I finally feel comfortable sharing, or it is something that is not an active spell. Sometimes I will just set out candles and herbs and stuff like that around my altar space so that I am setting an energy and I'm creating a mood, but that is not the main part of my spell. And I am very comfortable, like I said, posting pictures of that, posting pictures of my altar space, because it does not always look that way. It is constantly changing, and when I'm doing an active spell work, I will put out different items to relate to that spell work, or different tarot cards or something like that. So for me, again, that's my personal preference and that's what I feel comfortable with. So that is generally why I don't share like this is what spell work I am doing on the internet. That's pretty much the video. I hope you guys got something out of this, or were at least entertained. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Oh, you're so cutie. Okay, bye.